The law of attraction is real, whether or not you know it's real. When I ask women, what do you want? When they talk about their career, they can chart it out for the next 10, 15, 20 years. But when I say, what do you want in your personal life? I get crickets, absolute silence. Like they haven't even thought about what they want in their personal life. I did it, y'all. So your professional life can be good and your personal life can suck. And it's because you never focused on that. And what I used to do, I used to go to psychics all the time because I can tell you with great detail all the boxes that I need to check in my career. And I was checking all of them. If my white male counterparts check one box, I'm checking 20. I'm going to make sure they're going to give me what I deserve, right? And so, but for my personal life, I would go to psychics. To my, can you read my palm though? Will I ever be happy? Will I ever get a man and have some kids? If I took the same focus, it's the same energy. Now, it worked for my career, but I did not put any intention into my personal life. So in my career, I was successful, but my personal life sucked. Are you doing that? And I'm not saying whether or not you're going to psychics. Maybe you are, but it's like we're not thinking about our personal life at all. We're like leaving that to chance, and we're leaving that to the higher power. Lord, order my steps. God is like, hey man, like you got to get clarity on where you're going first. I can order your steps, but I don't have to like give you the whole thing. I mean, my God, if you've been having undesirable results, even in your career with regards to asking for money, you're going to get what you expect. You're going to get what you're afraid of. Earl Nightingale says, man becomes what he think about most of the time. You become what you think about most of the time. So before you even go into the talk about your promotion and you say they're not going to give it to me, great, they ain't going to give it to me. And if you go into an interview thinking that you're an imposter and you don't belong, great, they agree with you. How are you got your seat at the table and now you become an imposter after you got your seat at the table? Like, and they agree with you and then they harass you and then you cry foul and say, I'm in a toxic workplace. Well, it's because you worked and you fought and you bled and you did all these things and you checked all these boxes and you proved people wrong, but you never claimed ownership of how great you are. You never claimed ownership of your results. And so if you can understand that you created it, then you can understand that you're also the cure. In 2009, I worked on Capitol Hill and they go to work at 9 and get off at 5. Well, I was accustomed to working from 6:30 to 10 o'clock at night. I was workaholic. I was proving people wrong. I had to get all these degrees. I had to get these certifications. Like I had to get all these things. And so here I am at the midpoint of my career and I'm going to work from 9 to 5. And I was like, well, can I come in early? Because I'm up at 5:30. I was like, what am I do? Can I come in and work at 7? My manager at the time was like, Christy, we start at 9. And then I got off at 5 o'clock. Well, I don't really know what to do with myself because I was used to working till 10 o'clock at night. Y'all think about the lunacy of me blowing through my late 20s and my early 30s working to prove people wrong. I'm not happy. I don't have a personal life. Like nothing was going on. And all I could see, my job that should have like this much of my life had become like the whole microcosm or the whole like expansive universe of what I thought was possible for me. Like, have you put everything and every part of your beingness into your job and wondering why you feel empty? Have you put every ounce of everything that you have into your job and wonder why you feel limited and then you hate your job and you hate your life? And so mess around with Oprah. I started watching Oprah. I got tired. And so she had on Wayne Dyer and Eckhart Tolle and Louise Hay and I mean, my God, like Gary Zukav, Mark Nepo, like all these amazing metaphysical teachers. And they started talking about the law of attraction. And I was like, oh my God, I like that. And so I wrote down a vision for how I wanted my life to go. This was in 2009. I wrote it down. When I retire, I want my job to be outside. I want to be a greater blessing to people. I want to be a speaker. I want to live where I want to live, do what I want to do with who I want to do it with, at what time I want to do it. Hello. And I'll be like, I want these things. And I wrote it out. Write the vision, make it plain. I wrote the vision and it's in the book and I ain't got my glasses on, so I can't read it. So we're in week 2 in the details of 90 days to prior recovery. When I retire, I want my office to be outside. I want to be of greater service to people in need. I want to have less stress. I want to teach people how to manage their stress. Like I had to manage my own stress before I could teach it. I want to be closer with my family. I want to create deeper relationships. I want to be a blessing to others, and I want to be a beacon of shining light in a dark world. Now, I was in a dark world at the time, but I wanted these things for my life. Now, here's the thing. I wrote it down. I could see her. She wasn't as thick as a Snicker, stressed out, wearing a 14 tight, refusing to buy new clothes because my buttons were tight because I was eating donuts and Chick-fil-A and fried wings and fries and everything. Honey buns, M&Ms, all the stuff that stress eaters do. And when I was at my job, because once I left Capitol Hill, I went back to the Coast Guard. Now I'm in hell again. All 3 meals at my desk. Are you doing this? This is why I'm sharing this. I know I'm not by myself. I ate all 3 meals at my desk and my snacks, 6:30 to 10, 11 o'clock at night. And so my life really sucked when somebody called a senator on me. On Friday night, I was going to drive to Houston to hang out with my friends for a happy hour. And somebody called a senator on me at 6 o'clock. Y'all was at work 11 o'clock at night on Friday. My life sucks. And I was pissed. And so I leaned back in my chair and I said, when I retire, I want my office to be outside so I could see her and I would speak it. And I wrote it down. The 3 most powerful things that you can do to manifest the law of attraction. So if y'all don't understand what I just gave y'all, I want to repeat it. Write the vision, make it plain. Don't be asking for more money. How much? Don't ask for a better life. Well, what does a better life mean to you? And when I went to go get my bougie glasses that I just put on, the dude was like, well, those are the most expensive pair in that collection. I said, expensive to who? Hey, money's all relative. So these are the glasses I want, sir. Ring them up. And I wrote it out. So in 2011, when the hellacious boss came, and I already knew what he was going to do. He was going to destroy the code of our office. And 6 months after I left, I was sitting on the bench talking to one of my mentees, and they talked about how their life sucked. Great. And I laughed that I wasn't in that anymore. And then I had the wind blow through my hair while I was sitting on the bench, eating coffee or drinking coffee and eating an almond croissant. And I said, you know what, my God, I used to say, when I retire, I want to sit on a bench outside with the wind blowing through my hair, drinking coffee and eat a croissant. And that happened. And like everything started to come together in my mind. And I'm like, okay, I got what I asked for. Now, how can I be mad at how I got it? Did y'all pick that up? If I got what I visualized, because the law of attraction, you're not going to figure out the how. The how is none of your business. I got exactly what I wanted. My office was outside. I had the wind blowing through my hair. I was less stressed because I left hell. I said, my God, I got what I wanted. And they used to say you can't figure out the how. You don't know all hell gonna break loose to give you what you asked for. I got what I asked for. Now, what didn't happen, I didn't get my check. And so sometimes we're so, gripped into what we thought our life should be, even if we hold it on to hell. Ooh, that was good. I'm preaching better than y'all. Like, clap it. TDJ say, why are known hells preferable to strange heavens? I wasn't trying to leave my check. It was delicious. Do you hear me? That government check hits every 1st and 15th, baby. I was making 6 figures. And I thought, making $120,000 a year was to come up until I met people who made $300,000 a month. It's all relative. I was meeting people who made $1.4 million a month. I was like, and they were black. I was like, wait, I thought I was doing something compared to who? That's all I ask. So are you intentionally with your thoughts, words, and actions creating your reality, or are you getting what you don't want by default? Because it's working whether or not you know it works. And in that moment, I said, well, if I got what I wanted, I have to forgive the scenario of how it happened, which came with my boss harassing me and running me out my job. So I forgave him in that moment. But I promise y'all, if I had saw this mother in an alley within 6 months, okay, it would have been a misunderstanding. I promise you. It took time. To let it burn, like Usher say, because had I seen him, it took another 6 months. Now that I realize it, now I have to forgive everybody because they played a part in the story to give me what I asked for. So are you holding on to the past pain and all the things that people have done to you, and you're not extracting the goodness out of it. If you think about a vase, if somebody shatters a vase in your house, is it easier to glue together the pieces of the broken vase than it is to get on the potter's wheel and create a new vase? Both of them are going to be imperfect. And so a lot of us are walking around with so much brokenness in our life, and all of these things of shoulda, woulda, coulda, and all these scenarios that could have went different. Maybe he wouldn't have left us if I said this, or if I did this. Maybe my mama would have treated me right if I would have did this, or my father would have da 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 da. So we're trying to piece together painstakingly, and if you're over 40 some without glasses, pieces of a vase that will never be put together perfectly, because once you get all the big pieces, now you got to find all the small crumbs. That's what we're doing to our life. We're turning it around from our past, and we're trying to put all the stuff together. So we're giving no credence to our future. So either you focused on your past or you focused on your future, but I can't see both of them at the same time. Oh, did y'all pick up that? Put it in your pocket, boop, and move on in your life. I can't see both of them at the same time. So if you're not where you want to be right now, I ask you to become aware of where you're focusing your time and energy. Are you focusing your time and your past and your energy and your vision so you can't even see what's going on in here? I can't even see my hand, even in my peripheral. This is my future, and all I'm doing is talking about what they did to me, what my mom and them did to me, what my last relationship did to me. So I can't open myself up to receive anything, because all I'm doing is focused on my shoulda, woulda, coulda. Now, if you look at the vase, I'm going to create my future based on what I do today. What do I want my life to look like? And this is a question that people ask on social media. If you can go back to your 21-year-old self again, what would you do different? And people have all these hopes and dreams that they would do. Man, you 40, do something. It's okay to pivot. But you have to give credence to, you're running from your job trying to create something on broken pieces, and you're not focused on what's really going to make you happy. So what does your dream life look like? That was my dream life. This is now my life, and it's better, and it's greater, and it's amazing. And I get to serve people. And I wrote this in 2009 where I wanted to teach people how to manage stress. Here we are today. So what is your dream life? Take ownership of your circumstances, take ownership of your life, become the master of your fate and the captain of your soul, and your life will never be the same for the best.